Hello, this is Selena Elissia Rivera, welcoming you to Food for Thought for today. Today on my TV show, we're going to talk about hotels and beautiful staying in Atlantic City at the beach. I constantly go to Atlantic City to the beach. I've been going there 20 years or 30 years. The place is beautiful, it's very romantic, and I love everything. So the first place that we're going to talk about is the Tropicana Hotel. The Tropicana Hotel is to me, the most beautiful hotel. My favorite was actually the Tropicana and the Caesars Palace. But we're going to talk about the Tropicana today, quick time. If you go back some years ago, they had the casino, which was actually in the Tropicana in a lower level. And then, of course, they have the rooms, and then they have the pool, and then they have the exercise rooms. So I wanted to talk about that. If you wanted a nice vacation spot, since the summertime is coming, the best place to go to is one of the best places is the Tropicana because it's not very expensive. Some of the rooms can cost you $100 a night. When you think some hotels, the rooms are like $200 to $400 a night. So, and also when you go there is a place where you can eat in a lower level. You can get something to eat, unless you actually want to walk on the boardwalk. And of course, for the people that's not in tune to what a boardwalk is, it's made of wood, and it's a long walk that you walk, and the stores are on each side. So, so on the boardwalk, they have all kinds of places that you can eat. You can buy shirts, you can buy clothing, you can buy shoes. I know when I used to go a long time ago, I used to buy shirts, clothing, and shoes. And then also get the banner, that you went to AC. And I also rented homes down there. I went with people that rented homes down there, and I also rented a home down there. And AC and Wildwood is about 20 to 25 minutes from there. If you rent a home down in Wildwood, it's very enjoyable, where you can just have a couple of blocks to walk, and then you're at the beach, and you can just completely enjoy and relax, and just everything is completely soothing. Also, I wanted to go back to the Tropicana. At the Tropicana, I love the weight room. They have a weight and exercise room, and you can actually run on the treadmill. You can actually lift weights, and then, like I said, when you get finished, go to your room, get cleaned up, and then go on the boardwalk to get something to eat. And if you walk along the boardwalk at night, it's very romantic for people that are couples that like romantic stuff, and then you can just be on the boardwalk and we have to do a lot of the stores on the boardwalk close, I think around, in the summertime, about 9 or 10. They stay open pretty late down there, and there's also other places that you can go that stay open later till 11 or 12. So, and it's also, I know when I rented a spot down there on AC, I rented something with other people. So it wasn't a hotel, it was a place where you just actually, like an apartment building, but you can rent apartments in there. So, but when I rented it, it cost me for the month like $1,000 just to rent it for the month. But it was worth it, and I actually ended up staying 3 months. But it's really worth it down there. So, and at that time, I had someone with me, but I really enjoyed myself, and But anyhow, at the Tropicana, their pool is lovely. It's lovely, 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 and I love the water. I love the splash. I love the swim. So I'm most definitely digging the Tropicana. So the next hotel I want to talk about is the Marriott. With the Marriott down at Atlantic City, that hotel is a very beautiful hotel, but I didn't get a chance to experience the Marriott in Atlantic City. I walked past it. I was at the Tropicana, and I was at other hotels there. The Caesar Palace was other hotels that I went to. But I wanted to tell you the Marriott in Delaware. I actually went there. My family had a function there where we actually rented suites, and we stayed in the suites for like, I think it was like a week we stayed in the suites, but I loved everything in the suites. They had us with a private banquet for our food. We had a private like dinner sort of thing, so where other people from the hotel could not join us, and it was really nice. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, we really rented something nice, and we all drove in cars. I think altogether from our family, 50 carloads of people showed up, and the place in Delaware, it was close to Dover, Delaware, was awesome. I mean, I could not have asked for a better time. We also swam in the pool. I definitely swam. We swam in the pool at the Marriott. But I'm pretty sure the one in AC is just as lovely and just as nice. So I wanted to throw that in. And the Marriott is not that expensive. Well, when you think of $100 a night is really cheap. You have some hotels, excuse me, I have a little cold, that are cheaper. But technically $100 is pretty cheap, but it was $100 a night for us to be in the suites. And like I said, 50 carloads went, and each carload had at least 5 people. So we had that many people from our family. We basically rented out the whole entire Marriott. So, you know, it was really lovely and really gorgeous, and we really enjoyed everything and stuff. And like I say, I couldn't ask for any better weekend. And then we had a private eating area where, well, they have, at that particular one, I guess they still have them. They had actually banquet rooms, so we had our own banquet room that we got a chance to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in. And then everybody else ate somewhere else, not where we ate. So I got a chance to experience that. I also want to talk to, I'm going to look at my list over here, the Hilton. I stayed at the Hilton in AC, the one that's close to the beach. And I'm going to tell you, the experience that I experienced there is to the extent I didn't want to come home. So if you ever go to a hotel and you don't want to come home, that's real awesome. So you know, when I went there, I had fun. I had my kids with me, my friends was with me, and we just enjoyed. I worked in the weight room, I worked out, swam in the pool. The food was awesome. I actually had someone deliver the food to our room, and I couldn't ask for a better time, and I really enjoyed myself. So for food for thought for today, I wanted to give some nice places in Atlantic City that you could actually go to, and it's not that expensive. When you think of the Hilton, it's a very luxurious hotel, and it charges $100 a night or $80, and sometimes you can get specials where it's just $89 a night, and that's like real cool and real cheap. So also too, you have motels in Atlantic City that are even cheaper. The motels in Atlantic City run about $59 a night or $69 a night. I know I stayed there at one of the motels that was close to, I believe it's Kentucky Avenue, somewhere close to Kentucky Avenue. But we stayed there, and it was only like $59 or $60 a night, and the place was real nice to the extent I didn't want to leave there. The pool was outdoors, where in the Tropicana and the Hilton, the pool is indoors, but there is outdoor, and I got to swim outdoors. And you know, even for the people that don't want to swim in deep water, that particular pool went to the feet level that it went to was 10 feet. But they have anything from 3 feet to 10 feet. So if you don't want to swim in 10 feet, you can swim in 5 feet, you can swim in 3 feet. You know, you can swim in any level that you want. But, and then also when I got done doing that, that particular hotel was only a couple of blocks from the beach. And then I walked to the beach. I actually went with a group of people, but I went by myself and walked to the beach. And I actually took my shoes off and just walked along the beach, the sand. It was real crowded. and the water and everything, you know, was just gorgeous. So that's another spot. Also, the eating places that you have near there are KFC, McDonald's. You don't get sick at any of those places. Some people say some cities you get sick from some of the McDonald's because they have people. Let me give you an experience. I went to New York to a McDonald's. I actually went to a shoe place up there. I was invited with some of my friends to go to a shoe place to buy shoes up there. Real expensive sneakers. And went to the McDonald's not too far from there. And I don't know if someone juggled with my food or not. I love McDonald's, so I'm going to actually give McDonald's a shout out. But I actually had to go back to the restaurant with the police, and it was like real crazy for a couple hours because one thing I don't do, I don't tamper with food. I don't, you know, and if I think somebody tamper with my food, I get real crazy. So, I mean, to the extent the police have to come out to calm me down. So, you know, because we don't want any situations where cuffs is put on, you know, because someone tamper with the food, because I get really all that. And you would think I'm Selena Elissia Rivera from the Food Thought Show. You think I'm somebody else because, you know, it gets that crazy. So I wanted to throw that out. Hopefully you guys will laugh about that, you know. But anyhow, I actually, but back to the other stuff. McDonald's is a real good place. So in AC, if you go to the McDonald's, you're fine. The food is real good down there. They even have a supermarket that's not too far from the beach and there. And at the supermarket, and like again, I have to say, excuse me for the cold, the supermarket, I actually went in there and bought some lunch meat, bought some juice and stuff like that. Because you know, sometimes when you're down there, you get so hot, your skin can be on fire. So when I did that, you know, bought the juice and stuff from the supermarket, I was completely cooled off. So I wanted to also bring that up. Also, too, there's a hair salon that's not too far from there that actually does hair. It's several. That's about 4 or 5 blocks from the beach. So there's a particular hair place that I used to go to all the time. I was going there for like 20 years. So you can go there, you can get your hair cut, you can get your hair done, however you want to do it. So I had my sons get their hair cut, and I actually went there and got a complete wash, and then had her pull my hair back in a ponytail because I like that. And you know, the people are Cuban. Cubans own that, but the shop can do any kind of hair. So whether you're white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever it is, they can do your hair. So you know, I wanted to give a shout out to them as well. And you can't miss it if you ever go to AC. If you walk 5 blocks from the beach, you can't see it because they got a complete mall. And in the mall is a place where I'm talking about. Well, it's not really a mall, but when people think of a mall, they think of indoors. But like a walk mall where it's like the mall's outside, and then you have stores like this, and you can't miss it. So, and I was going there most definitely. And like I said, they are Cuban owned, but they can do any kind of hair. So, you know, if your hair is long or short, whatever it is, they can do it. So she washed my hair and, you know, did that. I don't know if they actually do put hair. I mean, this is my real hair, so I don't know if they actually do, because I never asked about that. But, you know, she washed my hair, and I told her, she said, do you want to blow dry? I said, no. I said, when she finished my hair, I said, leave it wet and let it air dry. So I said, let it air dry. And I said, just pull it back in the ponytail. I'm just asking for something simple. And I still paid her the same amount of money if she would have did something extra. Because I really just liked how she did my hair and how it was looking all nice and black and shiny. And I said, nope, just leave it like that. Let me just pull it back, and I just enjoy that. So I wanted to bring up all the beautiful things that you can do in Atlantic City for food for thought for today. Also, too, for the people that like to ride their bikes, you can actually ride your bike. They have a bike path which is there in the city, and they also have hotel apartments that you can rent that's close to the McDonald's and close to the Wendy's, where you can actually, you know, rent and and stay there for the summer, and they have some places you can stay all year round. I personally stayed in Atlantic City. I rented an apartment place that was close to the beach, about 3 blocks. I stayed there 3 months, but technically I lived in Atlantic City for 2 years, and I love it. In the winter time, when there's no ice and there's no snow, looking at the beach from the boardwalk is so beautiful because the cool air is on you, and then the ocean water is there, and it's just such a beautiful spot where you can just relax. Even if you have your kids and your kids have their school bags, you know, that's real beautiful as well. So I wanted to bring up those locations. Caesar's Palace, when it used to be open a long time ago, a lot of celebrities used to go there, at that time I used to go there because I knew some people that played for the NBA. So me and the players from the NBA went there, and they were my friends, and some of their wives were my friends. So we was actually hanging out and having a good time there. And then at that time at Caesars, they would have shows, so you can see a show at the Caesar. Of course, you got to pay for it, but that's all kinds of stuff that you can do with another person, if you go to the beach. Because sometimes when people go away, they say, oh, it's just gonna be a beach and that's it. It's all kinds of other stuff that you can do. And then, like I said, they also have the clothing shop areas all on the boardwalk where you can buy all kinds of stuff. You can buy a stereo, a radio, a TV, sneakers, a shirt, underwear, bra, whatever it is, you can buy. You can buy CDs. They have a music place on the boardwalk where you can buy all kinds of music. And then, I often like to do that, walk off the boardwalk and walk more into the neighborhood when you get about 10 blocks from the actual beach. And the houses are real nice there. Some of the houses have the driveway in the front where, you can park your car in the front and the house is in the back. And then they have the places where it's more urban, where, a lot of people stay, and it's more, not congested, but, there's a lot of people stay. And I really did that. I walked through the whole area. And then, like I said, a long time ago, I stayed there 2 years because I really like doing that, walking. And then they have other places for people that might be lost or whatever, where they can go until they're able to get on their feet. Also, there's also the Amtrak and the Greyhound bus station. The Greyhound bus station is just a couple of blocks from the beach, like 4 blocks from the beach. And the Amtrak is a little bit more, about 6. But if you ever take an Amtrak or take a Greyhound, you take it all the way into AC. You don't have to catch another bus or anything. In most places you go to travel, if you go into the Amtrak or go into the Greyhound, when you get off, you have to catch a cab or something like that to catch there. You don't have to catch nothing. You can just get off and you can just walk. And then there's all kinds of stores, all kinds of food places. On the main avenue out there, they have Greek places where you can eat food. They have Italian places where you can eat food. They have Indian places where you can eat food. So you can always keep yourself completely excited and completely enjoying everything that's going on. So, anyhow, I wanted to give all this information. I know it sounds cramped up because I try to have my show in a little bit of time. Because if you have it spread out, what happens is you keep being redundant. You go over the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, instead of sort of like minimizing it and summarizing it up. So I wanted to say that as well. In reference to me, I do have other sites that I do have on. I own a television channel which is called Baby Girl and Jay, and that channel also has 6 other channels that go to it. So I name all my channels Baby Girl, and then there's Baby Girl Ken J, and then there's Baby Girl Ken J 2, which is a children's television channel. And then I have some other channels that I have as well. So that's some of the channels that I have. And then I also have my YouTube channels that I'm still building up, still trying to prosper, get big muscles for that. And so that's pretty much everything I wanted to let people know. I was going to try to start or write a book, but I got too tired in wanting to do that. I started the book, And the book I had made, but I didn't finish it, was called A Long Walk Home, and it was going to be called A Long Walk Home for Andy. So, and the book that I'm writing about is the African American man, and his long walk home would be all his trials and tribulations that he actually went through and goes through, and finally by the time he gets home he knows exactly what he wants to do about his life, and how he wants to prosper his life. But I didn't finish it. I started the book, the first 3 or 4 pages. I say, let me put that on hold till later, because I just didn't feel like going through that quick time. So that's just some things that you can check out with me. And once again, to my audience, I love you dearly. Assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters, and peace. And may Allah bless you and yours. This is Selena Elissia Rivera with Food for Thought. Remember, the food is the information that's going to your mind. All the information and all the positive things that you can do, that's the food. And the thought is the process of how you take the information I give to you and you use it and do it in a positive way, and it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, and everyone can enjoy from it. So this is, of course, Food for Thought, episode 4. I love you guys, and peace once again.